Okay, we're gonna stay on the practice account for the time being, just because we're kind of going sideways right now. 2:30 was half an hour ago. There's not really much to do right now, like swept highs, swept lows. The only thing I've really been looking at here is we did close that first high. I mean, typically it's the first high, but we did close this high that kept us down twice here, and then we didn't really close anything down. The only thing we did close was this, but then that didn't close here, so that failed. So if anything, the 15-minute does look like it can break up. The 4-hour doesn't really scream to me it's going to break up, but I think it will. We never took this low out. If I wanted to break down, I'd want to see that low go and then trade into this range here with this candle. Then this candle tests up to the midpoint before it goes down. 5-minute time frame just looks really choppy. 1 minute was quite choppy for a while. Starting to look better. Closed high here, closed all these highs, so we can return back to this order block. So we closed this here, haven't returned to the highest point yet, so this is a fake pullback to get to here. In the 15-second time frame, there's not really any ranges to hold, so we failed this range here, which brings us down. This range has been tested, so we'd have to come to here. So this is exactly where price should be going right now. Devon ATT coming in, so if we get a swing down, this is something I wouldn't really mind taking. Remember, we are on the practice account, but I'm just going to trade exactly how I do anyway. So you don't want this any lower than the midpoint of this order block here. 15-minute does look like it's going to go down. Daily candle. We are hoping for a pullback. Take a look what's happening here. So we've tested into the midpoint now. So if you want a long, preferably we'd like to get up to there. This isn't really screaming long to me though. Like I said, 15-minute really looks like it's going to go down. Just a typical pattern to go down. You know, we close this here and then it failed to hold already. We're closing the midpoint at that, so why would we go for a long here? Realistically, not a point. This tested into this and this, so we shouldn't really see much happen off of that. If anything, we'll tap back in, close up to here to go lower. That's what I'll be looking for. Kind of frustrating to see that didn't close. The only way I'll take longs now is this gets traded into, comes down, holds this, and then closes the range that brought us down. Because if we're not closing these lows off of this, it's kind of invalidating the move down. So that's what I'd wait for right now. We even failed to close on the 15 seconds, so I don't really see a reason to go lower here right now. Because that first initial higher. So it could get a pullback before we go higher. We could always wait for the pullback here to come down, and then on the 1 minute we can look for an entry if we was to think it's going to go up. But like I said, I'm going to do exactly what I said. Close this, test into here, fails to close lower, fails to close lower, holds off of this to then close it, brought it down. That's the only thing I would go for. So we're obviously anticipating this pullback. This is why the 15-second time frame is so key. Because if you never look at that and you're looking at the 1 minute, it just looks like it's dumping right. But this is exactly what has to happen. You have to come down. You have to try and hold this. Only when this fails is it actually dumping. So right now, if this doesn't go any lower and this doesn't go any higher, we've created a mini range. And we can actually really look for longs at that point because we've not got up to here, not closed this yet. So if this goes, we get a pullback, create a swing, take this trade up to here or here. If this doesn't close higher. Still hasn't closed higher. Oh, sorry, no, we do want this to close high, sorry, I don't know why this, I was thinking we didn't have a high already, completely my bad. So we do want this to close, and then get a pullback. So if this next candle closes this, or closes it on the 15-second, we can go for this. Once we get a pullback and the swing gets created, that's the key in this trade here, is waiting for the swing. If we're getting before the swing, we can just get taken out. So we're anticipating a close back down to here, or a test back down. We do want that to go first. If that doesn't go, I'm not really too interested. So no reason for me to take a trade here until we close this high. Because right now we're just holding this range. This doesn't mean anything this low. Getting closed right now. Kind of look at the exterior move. We closed here. This is trying to hold. This brought price down to this, so this is what has to get closed. This is a random low. This doesn't mean anything. Same with this really. We're looking at this and we're looking at this. So once one of these go, we'll no longer be looking at this anymore. If the low goes. If the high goes, we're still looking. In a perfect world, we close this on the 1 minute as well. 18 comes along, creates a swing down, and then hovers around here and we can get in. If that doesn't happen, then I won't be getting in. Another thing another good outcome here would be this candle swinging down and then closing this. Even if it only closes it on the 15, creates a pullback, creates a black candle. Well, then that means that's a mini range on the 15 second. We can take the midpoint of that candle to here. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Closes up. Get that pullback now. Good pullback to here. Remember, there's no reason for this to hold. If this was holding, we shouldn't really even get all the way up here. But unfortunately, it looks like we might hit our target beforehand. This is actually also fine. We didn't hit our target yet. Never mind, this is not fine. Unless if we go back to NQ real quick. Okay, no, we didn't close. Okay, if that closed on NQ, I wouldn't mind taking this, but we didn't close on NQ. So this pullback here would have been interested in if we closed this high. Close it on the 5 second, so justifiable, but it's not good enough for me. Got a high and a low here if this doesn't close any direction. Took a look back at the 15. Now the 15 looks better, right? Here it looks like it's going to dump. This candle rejected that. Failed the low again. If we keep failing the low, keep failing the high, we just have to cycle through time frames until something kind of makes sense. I think I'd still be going off of this. Like I said, I kind of think we can get up to here before going down. If we do, doesn't scream to me it will go down now because we didn't close the low. So we're in that range now. The thing is with this though is if we actually look at the bigger picture, one sec, look at the bigger picture, this push up, that was to close here, right, and to close here. Closing these shouldn't really mean anything because in this moment here we are creating this push up to close these, so we're looking at this holding price and this to only flip direction momentarily. So what we can do here is if this does flip direction momentarily, we close this high here, we can come back down to here Look on a higher time frame. We have a high and a low here on the 5 minute. So once this goes, well, the order block is here, so we should be anticipating price dropping all the way down to here to be in this range. So anything above that point, anything above this point here, yep, so anything in this section here, you're going for an aggressive move up. It does look like it's just booming. We're not going to be able to get anything here, potentially. But yeah, if you're trading anything above that, you're trying to go for an aggressive move. So if we was to close here, and then this candle tested into here, well, you're going for that aggressive move. Which, in my opinion, when trying to make money, I just wouldn't even bother going for any aggressive moves, because they fail quite often. So look here, close this, try and go for that aggressive move. If that closed in the 15-second, you would have tried to take that, and it would have went down. So everything here closed, try and go for this. Well, you don't get stopped out, but I'm assuming you probably would got break even if you didn't go far. Looking a lot better now. I'm gonna put it on my screen for. Oh, we've already got there. We've already got there. Okay. To the midpoint of that wick is just the high of this fair value gap. Okay, it's noted. Close that 5 minute high now. We should now use this to break this, and also break the biggest high in this, or the sorry, the most furthest back high in this entire range here. It's already closed on the 15 minute. Didn't close on the 15 minute. So if we're looking for that move up to here, first of all we need to break this high on the 15 minute. So that should be our interior target right now. Because it's the 15 minute, it's kind of exterior target. That's what we're holding off of right now. Didn't close. Didn't close, didn't close. No reason to go down. No reason to go up until something closes. We can have a bit of foresight though by looking at lower time frames. You can clearly see the one in favor is to close up. Especially because for some reason everyone loves Nasdaq to keep going higher and higher and higher. We're always this magnet to those all-time highs. So we're anticipating this pullback. What does this pullback do as well? Well, 3 minutes this candle closes. If it closes anything above here, this candle come down to here, initiate an immediate rebalance to then close up to go all the way up to here. That's the game plan right now. So we're wanting to pull back right now. We should pull back to, if this creates a fair value gap, we're looking to pull back to here. It can go up off of this range. nice. So this creates a down candle and then tests into that. Then that's the 5-minute time frame synced up. Then on the 1 minute we'll be waiting for a higher to be closed to initiate that move up. Really though, you don't have to wait for that range to be closed. Okay, but we're hoping. Actually, we don't care if this doesn't create a fair value gap. It'll just be coming further down, which just means a better trade long term, right? Because if you're longing down here versus up here, you're obviously going to get a lot more profits. Still a tiny fair value gap that can be created here. Very tiny, so we do have a fair value gap. Going to NQ. Didn't hold that higher, so that's not the reason we're going up here. Another thing that will confirm price action going up here is we close this immediately. Well, then what's that mean for us? It's initiating the move up, and it's kind of showing us that breaking this low is doing nothing because the direction is up. Close this, close this. Okay, we can get that pull back now. Okay. We can go for this. This is tested down. Would prefer if it tested the actual order block here. 15-minute closed higher. Haven't tested into too much here. If this closes now, I'd no longer be waiting for this range to be traded down into. Right now though, I still am. Which means closing this does nothing because we closed the exterior. We're only closing this to go down to here to hold off of it. I have to keep deleting all these lines because the recording thing is covering the back arrow, so I can't, every time I draw I can't go back, just have to delete it. It's kind of annoying, but oh well. Where is our target as well? Our target is all the way up here. Long term, 75 points. Nice, we closed that as well. We closed that, so this coming down, this is great. So remember what I said about that first trade. Just always do 1 minute. Even if your stop loss, even if you can do 2. In this scenario, we can't anyway, unless this becomes the order block. Always first trade, always do 1 minute. What we do here, we're going to 15-second time frame. But we said we do not care that this is closing. What we do here is we get one mini ready. Stop loss is almost $20 here. 19.5. If we can get this, that is. We can still pull further down. We can still pull all the way down to here. And we can also still pull all the way down to here, because we didn't retest that range. So if this doesn't work out, then I'll just wait for this. Keep an eye on the 15-second. If we don't close this and we close this, and we don't get to here first, and this has a pullback, then once we get in, we shouldn't be anticipating a pullback, so we would break even a bit more aggressively, versus if we was to get in on the close of this. Just watching this carefully right now. Like I said, we can still go a bit lower here. This is no longer the order block either. This is now the order block. Your new stop loss is 5. But I'm not willing to get that off of the open. Sorry, off of the first 15-second candle to close up. We close this. Where we get in could be where it flips. We don't care about any of this interior stuff happening, because like I said, we can still come down to here. We haven't hit that lowest fair value gap, we haven't hit that order block. Retesting the 15 minute as well. 15, sorry, retesting the daily, the 15 minute. Let's see if we can justify an entry here. We can. Close this here, pull back down to here. Getting in before we close anything on the 15-second isn't a bad idea. I'd like to see this close, pull back. If it can pull back now, then we can get in off the midpoint of the candle that does that. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to. Plus, if we try to go for that straight up, it never tested back down, so we would have missed this regardless. So that's currently 2 right ideas, no trade opportunities, unfortunately. This shouldn't do too much, really. Already closed this, so it's already telling us we can move higher. We're anticipating this trade back down. So if I was in this and I was break even, I'd still be anticipating that I could get stopped out when it goes higher. So what you could do, if you really wanted to, with that knowledge, you could just trail here, get stopped out, get a re-entry, because you're anticipating that's going to happen. Right now, this is what I'm looking at. Taps into that fair value gap. Like I said, I'm anticipating this pullback. If I'm anticipating a pullback all the way down to here, it's likely that this candle might not be the candle we enter off of, and it will be this one. Plus as well, I'm glad I recognize the time, because if we don't have a swing down, I won't be entering on a swing. And this is where we check if swings are in play. So we just saw there 29 was a swing, 18 was a swing, 12 was a swing, 3 was a swing. Okay, that's and 58 was a swing. That's enough confirmation that ATTs are in play. So unless we get a swing down, I won't be going for this. If we do get a swing down, this is exactly where it should be going down to anyway. Once we close this, we can go for it. Be too early if we went there. Just gonna drag this all the way down just in case it dumps. Looking for this to go. Very, very small stop loss, but that's the stop loss of the move. Looks like we might miss this as well. We could just go for that. I mean, it's only 12. But I'm gonna do exactly what I do on my normal account. Just gonna wait here. Okay, if this closes, okay, it's closed up, so this is fine. Closed up, so actually what I'm going to do here is I'm going to wait for a pullback, because normally if the next candle comes that far down, there is normally a world where it dumps. Right now that's a bad decision, but normally if this candle comes all the way back down, there's always a likelihood it just dumps. Which looks like to not be the case, but I'm just going off experience though. A lot of the times when you get these two candles down after two candles up, it normally just flips the direction. This time it didn't. It's unfortunate. Doesn't mean we can't get a trade again. Coming back down. This gives us a bit more confirmation than that. If this held, and we close this, come down, well, we already held this range, we've held this range, so this range, the likelihood of it working out is quite high. So I'm not too mad I missed that. Still just be break even anyway. you know, around about here. So what we're looking at here is, did it close to 15-second? It didn't. So unless it closed to 15-second, I won't be interested on the pullback. This pullback is likely to fail. So not really too much missed out on so far. So far we missed out on the break even. I guess around here we would just get stopped out. So yeah, we would have got break even there anyway. Like I said, I'm just going off experience. If we don't close something and we're just still hovering around, it's probably not going to close. The same looking trades near enough twice here, look. Closed into that. Went up 2 candles. Closed. Comes into here. Goes up 3 candles. Comes down. So we can still close this, right? But I would have been stopped out with that regardless. We can still close this, but right now, first sign of sideways price action. Not closing either side. Not closing this is kind of alarming for me right now if I'm trying to go for it long. But like I said, we haven't closed the other side. So there's no reason to panic. This is the range we should be working in. So right now, ideal world. This candle closes, 47 taps down. We take a trade off of that. Because this is a swing right now, 46 can be the swing. Closes high. Feel like holding it high is the first sign of us being able to cycle above here. Almost gave us exactly what we wanted. Is there a range on the 15-second we can pull back to? No, not really. So if this doesn't go up now, there's a world where we come all the way back down. The 5-second, no, we do. So we're using our time frames here. So we closed this. Hold the order block. So if we can break this, we are most likely gonna close this high. If we don't, we're most likely gonna come all the way back down. Take a look again. So looking to close this, which hasn't happened yet. That was to close. There we go, so we should be going up to try and break this higher. quickly look at some higher time frames to see what's happening. 5 minute looks great. Trying to close the external high here for the move up. If we close that, there's no reason to go lower down here right now. 15 minute looks great to push up. It looks like we're on set to break the high. It's just the 1 minute, in my opinion. It's the choppy range. This is what we want to see close right now. If we can close this, we can continue that price action up. So this is, for me, this means more than this. We close below this, and I might just wait it out, especially if it's a black candle. Yeah, okay. Just gonna wait this out now. Not really gonna do anything. Probably just pause it for a couple of minutes actually. Come back when something's happening. Okay, so we've given it some time. Getting that pull back into this range. Holding off for the high. So if we was to go for something, this would be up. Be waiting for that. The 15-second to close. If it doesn't close, we're waiting for the further point of the range to be tested. Just being patient. Ah, that wasn't even the frickin' thing anymore. Wrong candle. It was this candle. Don't mind going for this instead. Closes the midpoint of this. Stop loss of 5.5. Close the midpoint of this wick. It's actually already closed. This isn't too bad. I'm looking to close this now. Now we kind of just have a thing all the way up to wherever this high is. Do I anticipate we can have a pullback unless it rips all the way up? If it rips up this candle, then I would break even like so. It's justifiable for me. And I'm talking about target or the order box all the way up here. I'd like to see a range get created here. We trial once we pull up to we've created a low, create a high. If this next candle doesn't go any lower. Which it does, okay. And we get stopped out, unfortunately. This is expected though, but wasn't willing to stay in this. We've been so high up, just like so. Like I said, we never got the test back down either. Still think we're going to go higher, so once we test down here, or 58 is the next swing, there's nothing saying we can't get this now. You want it to swing down though. Or does it swing down? Might actually be this candle we enter off of. 5-minute time frame. Okay. Order block that broke this is this. So we can go as low as this here. Would now much prefer if this is the order block because your stop loss is really big. Well, not really big, but to get 3R, it has to go pretty high. Okay, nice. This is the. Looks like this will be the order block. Exactly what we wanted. So this closing doesn't mean anything for me. Like I said previously, it's an exterior range. This is an interior at this point. Oof. Pretty bad rejection actually. Looks like this isn't going to be the order block either, and we're closing that. Only reason I would actually go for this, because this is the actual order block of the whole entire range. This. So it's still a world. But we can go for this. And even if we only take up to this, because this should flip direction first of all, so it would be wise to take it dead air to there, to then get a, what's the limit sell there. If this goes, probably won't fill us though now. It's probably just gonna go all the way. If we create a range here, I would take this off. Small stop loss, don't actually even lose half an hour if you was risking 25. Okay, it's quite far up now, I'm just going to take that one off. It's a shame, but now we just wait for the next swing. I think potentially the swing's just going to flip that direction. Change monitors now so I can actually click the back arrow on a bigger monitor. So he's anticipating this still holding closing this, because this is the defined order block of this range, right? $5-minute doesn't look bad. $15-minute on the other hand, just when you thought you was going to close out, it didn't. God's sake. Alright. So once again it looks choppy. Looks like, if anything, we might be revisiting down here. If we don't want to revisit there, then we should close this, create this range, hold this order block, flip direction, hold whatever the next range is to close this, and then that would be back on track. Actually right now I think I'm just gonna leave it and come back, because it's not looking too good right now. So yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do actually. Okay, it's been about 40 to 45 minutes since I paused it. Not really too much has happened really. So as we completely failed to move up, but we're slowly closing higher. So it does still look like there's a world where we go up to this target. 5 minute was destined to come back down to here anyway. So right now we're just currently seeing if we can still go higher. Because, like I said, we can still come down to closing this. So now we're holding this range. On this range here, the midpoint of the order block. We're using that here to try and get up to here. So if we can close here, then we can trade back down to here to get up to here, or even here. If we go on the 1 minute, that should be what's happening right now as well. So if we mark out target being here, get rid of this, that's our target, and then the midpoint of the new order block is here, so we can go as low as that. And then the 1 minute, 15-second range here, as we can see, is held. Traded back down into the lowest fair value up here, held that, closed these. So we should come down to here, but we can come as low as this. So we completely failed to hold the midpoint of this, turn this into a order block. It did turn it into order block, and then it failed to hold it. If it was going to go down, we should have gained that, used it to close here, and then came back up to retest it. Instead, we've failed to close it, currently pushing higher, which leads me to believe that we're going to get to here. And the 1 minute we closed here, so this move down now is exactly what you want, and it's exactly what you should anticipate. 15-second in theory, closed here. This should hold to close this, but I'd still like to see it come down. We don't have to, but we kind of cycled all this up to here for this to push us up to go lower. So we shouldn't really be anticipating this holding. If it does, that's fine, but that's just kind of what price action is telling us. We cycled all the way up to the highest point. The highest point should bring us down to what got us to here, to then close the high. So what we can see in this next candle here, if we don't close, is coming all the way down, creating that immediate rebalance, using that 1 minute range to break this high. So we're looking at a, you know, if it comes to here, you're looking at about 15 points to 26. There's no swing down. There's also no swing up really. So the 41 swing, I'm just gonna mark down as one that didn't work, meaning the next one should still work. So that's just the one that didn't work for the hour, because 30 swung, 17 technically swung to go down. So they're still in play. Okay, we could get a move up here. Come with that daily order block open that's not been gained. So what I'd be looking for here, this candle to test down, and the next candle just swing a tiny bit lower, creating it as a swing, and then we can enter off the midpoint of this, anticipating this is the next order block for the range that's going to be the high, and then the low that swings lower. If not, then we should just return down to here anyway. If that fails to hold, then we're looking at the whole move kind of breaking down. We can kind of see the deterioration of price going down if this is to fail. So if this closes, we use this range to close here, and then we use that range to close here, and then we just fall off a cliff all the way down. Right now I need to stop yapping. Get ready for exactly what I'm anticipating. So we're looking at this here. So we did get that close. So if this is to swing back up, we can go for this. I did let go of that the moment it did that. So if we miss out on this, that's kind of a shame. If this next candle swings up before that literally tested us in, I don't know how we didn't get tested in now. Kind of no idea what happened now. So we can anticipate this move down. Once we close here, we can anticipate another move down. Okay, that's completely fine. We did try and go for an aggressive move there. Which in hindsight, we should have kind of maybe waited for the move lower. But it does look like this is gonna stop us out and just go higher, which is kind of just typical. Stop loss was here, it went here. Didn't even close the range either. Could have had a stop loss there. There's not really too much you can say about that. The setup was great. Yeah, it could have gone lower. Didn't need to. Still think this can push higher. I think it will. I think we've just got lucky there. Five minutes still. I think we should have definitely stuck to that first opinion of closing down to here and then looking for the trade. Like I said, we didn't really lose too much on that. We lost yeah, so around $7 there. It's not really a loss at all there. too much of a loss. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be that typical stops you out and goes up. Could I be break even? Yeah, I personally wouldn't be. Be break even once we trade to here, not close it, trade to it. Then I would. So I would still be in this at -1 hour if we didn't get stopped out there. We close this right so we can come down. So if I broke even, it would stop me out and potentially go higher. I think I'll just wait it out now, because if we close this, meaning if we close there, we can come all the way back down. It's definitely looking nice to go higher though. Keep an eye on the midpoint. We know the low of it is just under the daily there. So we didn't even close it on the 15-second yet. There's still no reason why this should even bring us up if we do come down, because we didn't close it on the 15-second either. Until now. Okay, so if we come back down, we could go for this, but like I said, we can come all the way down. I think if you just go for this and it doesn't move up in about a minute or two, you're probably going to get stopped out. So 52 is swing, so this is exactly where it should come to, is here, if we're going to use this. So for example, we would look at the midpoint. If this, we want the next candle to swing lower. If it swings lower, we can take that and then try and get up to here. But only if this is a swing. Next candle is a swing. It's going to be really funny if you get the same loss twice and both of them being correct on direction. It's kind of just typical though. So there's a swing. So if this was to push up, you could definitely go for this. So you'd be using that close here to go higher. Just take a look at time frames here. If we don't close this, I see no reason to come down, but like I said, we close this so we can come down. So if this doesn't go up aggressively, then we should be coming down. I was way too slow on that. And it just ripped up within a second as well. Unfortunately. I mean, it didn't didn't even retest after closing anyway, so that is unfortunate. Like I said, if it doesn't close there, so now it's a swing to close this to go higher. Okay, so now that's all happened. We should be able to just use this next range again to go higher. If we can retest back down into it. And then we got another swing in a couple of minutes. So we could get into this. Trades up to trade down. So we'd have to leave it room just in case it can swing down. Looking for this candle to come down. Create a fair value gap. To then enter off of. This range closed, already retested. This range is gone. Our target is all the way up here. Those losses happen all the time to me. These losses here. And it's going to happen to you all the time as well. I don't really ever classify it as a loss, even though technically it is. But I always write it down. I used to always write it down as, well, I was right on everything, it just stopped me out and went up. Because it would currently, be up. At most 4.4. If it didn't go down another 2 ticks, we can still come down. There's a swing coming up. Still come down before we go higher. This is what I'm hoping for. Technically, this is our target. If we want to go higher, that should be our target. Also looking to break this as well. Got 3 minutes to break that. If I want to happen, what I was saying about coming back down, creating a swing, unless 59 swings and goes up rapidly, we're probably not going to close this. Does look like we're just going to miss out on the whole thing here. Also notice that there's actually no range here yet. There's no range. Literally no range until down here. There's no high and low next to each other. This is gonna rip. Probably won't be trading my real account today either, but yeah, I'd be quite annoyed, to be honest, if I got stopped out there and we was up this much. It's kind of what happened yesterday, besides except I got break even instead of getting stopped out. Stopped me out to the tick and just went up like 11 to 12 hour, which is basically what it's doing right now. So we wouldn't be down too much if this was a real day anyway. Even if that was on my real account as well. That would be, yeah, it's not even half an hour. So I wouldn't even be down anything regardless. But on the other side we could have made about 4 to 5 hour. There's still no range. There's still no high and low. So this is still the closest range. which makes complete sense if we do go down, because we're at that highest point now. I'd actually be willing to take a trade here to go down, even though I know it's going up. So we've created a is equal lows, so we've still not created a low. If you wanted to do anything really aggressive, or you'd go for this. Which I mean, now if you was risking, you stop us off 2, you was only doing 1 contract, I think I'd always take that. Because let's be honest, like, why would you care about losing $4.5 when you know you should flip around the top of the range, an ATT there, it should take us all the way down. That's why I think your first trade on the day should always be 1 mini, because it kind of takes away a lot of the pressure of taking 1 loss and then, you know, you're down to 1 more loss. Whereas I think I'd rather you just do 1 mini. You know, if you get 25 plus, and then your next trade, you shouldn't really care if you lose or not, if you win or not, because, well, I mean, you just be break even on the day, and that second trade is basically free, and the first trade you're not really going to care about because it's only 1 mini. So we do actually have a range finally. We should come down. This closed it now, so I'm gonna keep this on the screen because this is where it could hold here. It's the low that's the high that's keeping us down the whole time. This could be where it holds. I'll be looking for an aggressive move if it does. Do have too many things on our screen now, so I'm going to get rid of a lot of these. So where would we have been trailed out? We wouldn't have got trailed out until here. Would have been a good one. The midpoint of that order block, I don't care about that anymore. This is the order block now anyway. Don't really want it to go any lower than that. I'm going to look at this as well. This is the order block. If we close this high, it's the order block for this range. Keep that on my screen. We'll keep that on our screen. Five minute, we closed this higher, so we can still come back down. There's no reason why we should be put off if it comes all the way down. Okay, so free swinging. Like I said, we can hold this for an aggressive move, but I'm a bit too late to looking at this. But if so, this is what you would try. You would try this. You're trying now to break this for 3.9. That's exactly what I would do. Because this held us down pretty much all day. So once we close it, it should give us at least an attempt for an aggressive move higher. Especially with a swing. With a swing here. Remember, because it's aggressive as well, you might not even want to give it room to come down here. But regardless, I don't think you should go for these aggressive trades, like I said, until you start making a good amount of income. Just go for the basic stuff. If I was in this, you'd really want to see this go, or you're probably going to lose. Here's the thing about aggressive moves as well, is that you know where it should go. So sitting in something like this and seeing this not closing or anything, you're kind of just sitting there going, oh well, probably going to get stopped out because I think it's going to go down anyway. You failed to close. You failed to close again. The moment you close this or even this, you're kind of done for. Hop down to 5. Well, you closed that, right? You closed that, you're probably going to close the other one. Should get a fake move up. Probably go lower. We do have a swing as well in 2 minutes. Alright, see what happens there. So we've got a first down candle, which is showing us that we most likely are going to return down to here. 15-second, nice and choppy, nothing happening. So this had the fake move up, so now order block there. Next step is to close this, closed it now. Closed that, we can potentially have another fake move up. If we closed this, then I'd be anticipating this actually holding. We didn't close that. I'm not anticipating that holding. So we kind of have our direction set in stone. Obviously it doesn't have to happen. This is the order block, yes. Being really slow right now. Closing this eye doesn't really mean anything. The thing we actually care about is this exterior range. You can close highs, you can close lows. Till you close one of these, you're just going to chop sideways. to look at shorts if this goes. I'd like to look at longs if this goes. Even though I think we can, like I say, I think we can go lower, but the price action is telling us we can go higher, and we have this set in stone range. And we failed to break lower, but we broke higher. Well then, we can take that out now. And if we're taking that out, we're not just taking it out. It's probably going to go a bit higher. Like, you don't normally just take out a range and stop. You always go higher. So you'd be looking at probably going to this. So if anything, it would be around a 28-point move. Which is good enough. Like, I think if you get one loss, and it's like a small loss, like we took there about 7, then you take a trade and get about 60. I just personally would just leave it there on the day. Get about $50. It's not really the worst outcome. Okay, so if we close this, push higher. If we don't, I'm seeing this as a swing, and I already think we're gonna go lower. What's happening? I already think we're gonna go lower, so we would be able to look at something like this. You could do. We close that there, right? Stop this only 4. You'd be losing 8. So in total, you'd be down $15 on the day. Leave it there. We already think we're going to come all the way back down to here. It's a 36-point move. Couldn't have really been any higher than that, never retested. You're failing out the swing, well the swing is kind of set in stone. So unless a candle swings high here after the swing's been set in stone, this is invalidated. And because we didn't move down, we're probably going to go higher. That's what I'd be thinking. Okay, this still isn't going to higher than 10. If this breaks up, oh, we closed that now. Okay, we closed that, so we can only assume the swing's 12. And if this chops around, doesn't do that now, doesn't go up, then I'm just gonna probably step away and just wait for a direction. So we closed that, so we should be using this to go higher, which we are doing. Close this, retest down. Gives us an opportunity to take this. Especially if we close this one. If we close this one, we come all the way back down, which is near enough the same point anyway. Technically this is the low. Brought us up to here, but we're using this range right now. This is the low for this higher. So if we was to take a trade and lose, and then it could be because we swept here, swept the higher for this low, we should break that low to go down to this range. That could be what happens. Regardless, I would definitely take a shot at this. And it looks like it's not gonna even allow us to. I kind of wanted to test into this gap, so I wouldn't be trying this. Wouldn't try this, but I am very convinced it will go high because we closed this now, right? So we're holding the order block. Just gonna wait for the swing because there's one in literally a minute. Guess that goes all the way up. Nice. It's kind of my bad there. But still, like I said, I kind of wanted it to come down. Not really a reason why it had to, I just think it would have looked a lot better. I mean, you'd obviously definitely be break even now. I'd leave room for the gap, so I wouldn't throw any more than fees. Especially because we can trade down to here. Right, well that's kind of a shame missing out on that, but still. Still no reason why we can't test down. So this failed to move us lower, so I'm no longer really thinking we can go down. Or there's a reason to go down. We've created a new range here now. We close this, come down to here to break this. Because we still have 13 minutes on that 15-minute candle. I'm just going to step away for a couple of minutes, just wait for the price to come back down. Okay, we're back now, we're just kind of waiting for this to close. We can take this, or for price just to come down to here. 15 minutes, still got 10 minutes on that, so might come back down. 5 minute closed up high, so we can come back down still before going higher. If not, then it does look like we're just gonna go all the way up to so we're looking at 50 points. Technically no reason to go lower than here now, because we create a new range until we close here. We close here, we could come all the way down because we closed the actual high for this whole range here, and the order block for this high is here. What I'm kind of looking at though is close here, could hold here to go higher. Maybe we get a pullback here as well, and then revisit this range. Regardless, it's quite unrealistic to think that your trade is going to go all the way up, like as we say all the time, unless you're holding it all day. Probably are going to get a pullback at some point and get stopped out. So realistically, right, get a trade around here, take up to there, it's still 4R, 5R for how much we're risking. Another reason why I'm telling you to only risk only do one contract on your first trade is it mitigates how much you can lose on the day. Because if you take the first trade and you lose, well then there's no way in hell you're going to take now a 2 contract trade and lose again. I'd rather you do the first trade is always 1 mini. If that works out and you get over $25, then go for that 2 mini trade if you can next trade. And if you do lose, well then you break even. The same thing with this type of strategy I'm telling you to do. So if you take one loss with 1 mini, and then you go for your second trade and you take another loss, and then you're probably only down like $20 opposed to the 50. Did we close on the 15-second? We didn't. Kind of wish we did. Would love to look at this. Yeah, so doing it like I just said is gonna give you the best possible chance of being able to grow an account and take less losses money wise. Your first trade you should always risk, obviously every trade, sorry, you should risk nothing more than 35, but always have the first trade as 1 mini, even if the stop loss is only 2 or 3. You'd only be risking $6, but if it comes out as a win and you lose your next trade, well at least you're only down, you know, you're either break even or you might just barely be down. It's a better way of doing it. Because if you take one loss, you're probably going to take another one anyway. There's no good adding to that by risking 25 both trades and losing 50. And do that all the time when you scale up as well. For example, if an average trade for you is 3 minis, we'll always do the first trade as like a bit less. If you win, then your next trade is going to be good, because it's either going to be break even, you're either losing at break even on the day, or you get a good winner, and you add to what you just got. Okay, create that fair value gap. Testing into it now. Can come as low as this. This is the highest fair value gap. I much prefer going to the lowest one. Don't need this anymore. Or do we? Yeah, I mean, I don't really care for it. It's not really important. Doesn't mean anything to me. So I won't do anything till we get to here. We closed that now in the 5 minute. Regardless of where this candle goes, it closed. So that means we could actually come all the way down to here. But I'd still take a trade if one's valid here. Okay, so we are coming down now. Trying to get down to that lowest fair value gap. Just cycling down now. With a very interior range here, and the same candle held the highest fair value gap of it here. That holding is telling me we're going to close here and get down to here. Kind of wishing this was a down candle so the next candle can swing all the way down, create that as an order block, also an 82 swing to take the midpoint to go higher, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Or we just create 30s a swing to go lower. I don't really like this being a swing. We've not tested into anything at all. Nothing of importance has been tested there. It'd also be nice to come down as well. It fills in the gap here. I looked at the 4 hour all day. We're actually at the 4 hour now. I'm gonna mark that on the screen. Realistically, this shouldn't even hold because we didn't close the low for it, so it could just flip the direction. We didn't actually test it either. Okay, that's definitely a swing. That candle. Want that to swing us down. This is the high. The high's been broke. This candle is looking nice to go down. In theory, you could actually play a short here, because there is a world where we can still go all the way down. That's what I'd be playing it for. I wouldn't get into one. My stop loss was quite big, and it might just flip here. Don't think it's worth risking 1R to maybe gain 1R. Let's see to come a bit lower. Another 4 points down. There it comes. There's no swing either, so we don't have to wait for that. Okay, almost there. This is nice. Better not hold the higher. Thing is, the 5 minute, so isn't really a proper range. The 1 minute, it obviously is. There's only a high here. There's actually not even a high. These are the same level. So this could just rip straight through, because it's a 1 minute range. If that held off of the high that we failed to close all day, the reason why I think this can still work. Just need to get to that lowest point. Haven't got there yet, but we closed this low. Could be holding this just to go lower. Still no reason to go higher yet on the 5 minute. The 15 minutes not really done much. kind of tell what tomorrow and the next day is going to be, right? Just looks like it's just going to keep cycling up. I do actually hate it when it does this. It's been doing it for such a long time now. Does it every time it's at all-time highs. Just cycles forever. Okay, we're getting down. So we did use that range. 15-second time frame. Felt the high, closed. Felt the high, closed the low. Felt the high, closed the low. Okay, we're there. We made it. We're in the lowest fair value gap on the 5 and the 1. Can still go as low as the midpoint of the order block. Could still go down another 7 points almost. Close that and then tested that, so this pullback is expected. The midpoint of this order block is the same point, so this could be what we go for. As it closes lower. No longer interested in that. We closed that until that has a pullback and then fails to pull back. So right now I'm anticipating we can still go all the way down to either the high of the order block, the open, or the midpoint. Okay. We've got to the open. We closed and had already tested this range. There's no range on the 1 minute here. Closed here, had the pullback. If we fail this, that's the first sign of this actually being an order block. To go higher, we'd be looking at stop loss of 3.25, trying to get up to there. And if I was to take a loss here as well, or then if I was in your position and I took 2 losses in a day, regardless how much I lost, because you would actually only lose about $12 or $13 in total in a day, I would just leave because you took 2 losses. There's no point sticking around. Just leave with half an hour loss. You've barely lost anything really. Did we close that? We didn't, okay. We didn't close the midpoint of the order block. If we can close that, I'd go for this. If not, then I'll just forget about it. We do have a swing in 2 minutes. See that? Almost entered. If this is to lose, I used to take these type of losses where it looks like it's going to close something. You get in the last second it pulls back. Okay, so it's actually closed now. I just don't like the look of it though. If I don't like the look of it, I'm not going to take it. I'm going to wait for the swing. No swing up, which is exactly what we want. No swing up, this is 40. There's the swing down. Okay. There's our swing. Can still go a bit lower. So can wait here. Okay. If it doesn't pull up now, I'll just forget about it. We could lose $10 here. Just a bit more now. $12. Break the midpoint of this, and then I'm not even going to bother. Take this off the screen, we know that's there. Where that becomes the other block. It looks like it's probably not even gonna come back down to test you in. This is a bit too tight now to even gonna want me to go for this. I think I would go for the higher. Just gonna wait here though. Get it should flip here, come back down. So we just wait. Yeah, I don't really like the look of this small candle when it does look like it's just dumping down. We need a 15-minute range. It could dump us down. Just gonna weigh it out here. Hop through time frames. Cool. The missed us going for the midpoint. Kind of waiting for a range here. 15 second. This shouldn't flip us, this shouldn't flip us. Nothing should flip us. There's nothing here that should flip us. All been tested in. Goes a high and a low if it does go up. Mini ranger. So this is exactly what I think. Valid to go up to here. If it closes out. If not, then we will wait. Interior range here, right on the 5 second. Holding the highest fair value gap. Bear in mind, I still think we can go lower. I know we can go lower. But if a trade long sets up, I would go for it. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. We've got 46 swing. It closed up now. Closed down, it comes back down. Did we close it? We did. Right, now we wait for this to close. If we're not in intra-candle, as it didn't test back down, we wait. Patience is key. This is exactly how my trading goes every day. Miss out on so many trades. Buy a couple of ticks or it just doesn't trade down. Looking nice. $15 is looking pretty nice. I'm getting the midpoint of this candle. So this will be 3.5 going for this. Failed to close on the 15-second. Okay. This honestly is the last long I'll try. If we close here, then I'm most likely going to take that short down. Because you can just see the failure. Keep closing lows, not closing highs. So if we don't close this one, well, we know what's going to happen. Tested up into the highest inversion fair value gap. Can't get above that daily. In theory, we hit this, should take us back down to the midpoint of it, which is, oh sorry, so it would take us back down to the 1, which we can find that out. So at 17. So oh, it did take us back down to that. Okay. Okay, so we are cycling high time frame, so should definitely still be able to get up to there. Okay, this is looking nice. Once we close this higher, we're on set. This is the midpoint of the 15-minute bullish order block. Nice. So we can close that. The next candle test down. We can get this. Just hoping it doesn't just rocket up in one candle, which it normally does. Meaning we're probably going to be here for another hour. If it does. This is how trading goes. You can either be done in 5 minutes or you're sitting there for 2 hours. Obviously this is practice and I could just leave whenever, but it's besides the point. Close that. Okay. How did we fail to close that again? We closed on the 15 seconds, so I don't care. This is good enough. I would take this on my real account. We've already tested back down. So unless this becomes an order block, I'm going to have to take the midpoint of this candle. So what's a 3? So that's exactly what I'm going to be taking. Don't even think I'm going to get it anymore. Probably just going to go all the way up. Yep, what a surprise. Close that so we can get a pullback. Maybe that gets us in. If not, we are literally just missing every single thing today. This is really slow. Okay, we're coming down to the actual point now. Okay. Hopefully this can test us in. If not, then we're just gonna forget about it. Looks like I might just have to forget about it. Nice. So we have actually gained that now. me a second, we kind of need to see this go. $58 is a swing as well. Hopefully this just goes up. Break even once we get to this point. I should just move it here now because it's quite an aggressive move. Actually, we'll just break even once we create a swing higher. Because then that's telling me that could be the swing up. Just gonna do it now. I'll just do it to here. Trying to take that up to the target in the next daily. We saw it quite a way. I'd actually just make sure it's break even. First target and target where it should go on a day at some point. Just try and go for 50 here. We're just hoping this is the swing to go higher. If not, we're going to get stopped out here for break even. Still anticipating that move down. So we don't care about this. It should come down. If it does hold, we should be able to get a swing here. Which means not really much, but it's better than nothing. So we came down now, so if we get here we can trail. The world's slowest price action right now. There's generally just nothing we can do yet. Till now, because that closes regardless, so we're not doing that too fast. That type of pullback as well, it's nasty. It's a nasty pullback. If this does stop us out, it's most likely just going to rip down anyway. I'd actually stay trailed here even if we close this. We've got another swing coming up in a minute. Unless it swings higher, actually. No, actually, yeah, I would trail here because if it swings higher, and then kind of destined to go lower. Not really anything you can do yet. Okay. That doesn't close. I think, like I said, it's a swing, so would just trail there anyway. Okay, just had to quickly do something. Just Still in the same position. So we're still anticipating we could just get stopped out here with this being the swing. There's no swing down, so unless this is a bud and it's one that's not worked, then we can still get trailed out here. That being said, there is somewhere new to trail if we break. We still haven't even broke this, so realistically we should still be here. Okay. If this doesn't swing down in 2 seconds, yeah, it's probably going to stop us out. Unless this goes higher and then it confirms that there was no swing. That's just 2 minutes late. This is also nice. I like a little stop. A black candle. Didn't close. So we closed that. There's no reason why this should fail. If this does swing up higher than this, then we can confirm that there was no swing. So the moment it tests there, it confirms us we can go higher. Until that point, we can't really trowel. We've still not even taken out the thing we should take out. Just has to get to here. Okay, so we know what's going to happen now. Trellisau is going to come up and then go down. We'll just go down in one motion. But honest, if this closes up, I'm just going to trail to here because it's going to get us out anyway. Right. So, it's pretty much break even on the day so far. Be up like $3 or something. We was anticipating this pull back. Closed here, so it should come back down to where we got in anyway. So what that did really is it now lets us take another trade for free if we do lose. Because this came down to where it should come down. Fingers on the 5 minute, doesn't look like it's going to push higher. 15 minutes, so choppy. So choppy. 5 minutes, there's actually no range here. Until this closes, then we can have a range. Actually no, we don't. This is the range here. Doesn't look like it's going to hold anything. Okay, no new trades so far. If anything, kind of looks like it's just going to go down now. I mean, as we could kind of tell by the look of the chart anyway. Most likely you're going to see us return all the way down. which is obviously kind of what I prefer. Don't really want it to go higher. That's right now though. We could just randomly push up like we are now. Just come all the way up, close this, and then it confirms that we can still go higher. But until then, I'm just gonna wait it out. Okay, we might actually go up still. The looks of things. Obviously never took out a low. Create a mini range here on the 15. Holding it now. So if we close this, there's no real reason to hold this here. And this even try to hold here with this, but if we close that, it invalidates that holding. Okay, this doesn't look that bad on the 5 minute anymore. We've created a range here if this doesn't go lower. It's just the 15 minute, this looks so bad. I'd even argue 230 candles look better today than this price action here. To get a swing at 10, swing at 4, obviously that's the one that stopped us out, or tried us out, sorry. Another swing in 2 minutes. So what we're hoping for is closing this. Next candle trades down, create some sort of swing where we can get in. Takes us up to where I've been trying to take it up to for a while now. 16. Be even better if this candle was to swing down lower instead. It's fine if it doesn't. We've got a mini range here. This one candle in itself. Very tiny ranges. You can only see on the 5 really. 5 second. We close that right, so if this doesn't close it, hit us down, then we're still on set to go higher. Waiting for that swing. Looks like the swing might be 18. It'd be better if it's 18 actually. What happened here? Okay, we failed to close. So we was trying to take that for a move up. If this candle closes black, well then I don't really see a world where the next candle is orange. If this closes orange, most likely it's still on set to go higher. Create a swing here at 17, hopefully. No reason to long yet. Even though I think if you're going for one, you should go for this now. Here. Reason why I wouldn't is because we didn't close anything up. Like I said, always look for that exterior range for the move. And I'm looking at these. Trying to look at something bigger, which is actually better here. My mistake is this actual range. Till one of them closes, we can't really come up with a decision. Even if it closes in a 15-second, that's good enough for me. So this is the order box still. Keep an eye. We've done the first piece here. Closed this. Lowest fair value gap is here. It's holding the high of it now. This pushes up and closes this, and it looks like we might be able to get that long. Or we can just die and go sideways still, that's fine, I guess. So right now I still think 17 is the swing. Like I said, until we close either this or this, we won't be doing anything. Currently up $6 from when I checked. $6. It's better than being down. Would have been down about 15 because we got a $10 win. If you risk 25 the first trade, you'd be down 15. So we're up a couple of dollars. I'd advise you to do this until you get at least 25s, and then your next trade can be the full $25 loss. And you'll be able to get a good profit if you do get a win. It's kind of like you got to create a sequence for yourself. Like, first win above 25 equals a full position size. This is so choppy now. It's just not done anything. Okay. 5 minutes looking nice. That's about it though. Kind of do want to stay above this candle though. If we're closing that on the 5 minute, then we're most likely not going to gain up. So we need to see an up candle, or we're probably not going to go up. If this closes black, next one will most likely be black. It's just the way price action works. I will be taking a short. If we close this, we trade back up. I will be taking a long if we close this and trade back down. The trade down looks 10 times better though, I must say. It's a lot more realistic as well. We never closed this. There's no reason why we should go higher. I'm just kind of reacting off of price action. We still haven't returned down after closing this. Or did we even close it? We didn't even close it. On the 5 minute. No, we did, so yeah, we did. Closed it here. Try to hold the old high, didn't work out. Come on, close that. Close it. Okay, it's closed. Right. Trade up to the order block here. Highest fair value gap here. This is the two things we're looking at. Once we trade into one of them, we will take a trade. Oh, I'd love to see this guy. I'd love to see this guy. Go, 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 go. Nice, okay, that confirms one move down. Cool. So we trade up real quick to this point. Order block. And just go up real quick. I'm fine with the slow movement right now because we can get there at 29. Creates a swing. If it doesn't, that's fine. Does it now? So right now we'd be looking at something like this, wherever the high is. It's the current look. Not happy with this. Okay, cool, that's cycling us up. So this is good. We should see cycling up right now. Create a high and a low, hopefully. Don't go lower, don't go higher. Use this for an order block to go higher. I have to quickly go on NQ and see if I got traded to. I got traded to, nice. This is why you got to go into NQ. Risking 8. And we fall this, where is it? This. What a typical looking candle. Did close out. There's a reason to do that. Get in. Just looking to not take this out. It's moving so slow. One thing we could have done better was wait for the swing. It's the only thing we could have really done. So I traded onto that. Traded that on Nasdaq. So this is the last point to see if we're gonna get stopped out or take a win. Just trying to just hope that this doesn't swing up, take us out. Oh, sorry, if it swings down, which it hasn't done yet, it's equal. 15-second, no, there is an actual swing. It's also an actual swing to go down, so right now you can't really say anything. And that's kind of exactly what we didn't want to see. We wanted to see a swing up, then down, or a swing up. So it's kind of typical look to break you out. Doesn't close this yet. Doesn't close out, we should be fine. This is literally the final point of, are you going to lose or win? If this does win, technically 8R. This is a really bad looking price action, just not really a fan of it. Realistically we should be out here. Just to look at the move though, I'm gonna give it a benefit of the doubt, plus you're only risking $8, like who really cares? Fortunately we got a very choppy trader in here. Just not doing anything. God, this is terrible. It's the type of trade where you couldn't even care what happens anymore. You've been in it for so long. It doesn't look good or bad, like it's just sideways. There's generally no reason to break even. There's generally no reason to do anything. You haven't closed anything. Okay, well that's that. It's generally the most boring trade I think I've ever been a part of. My goodness. Yeah. Well, that would be basically just break even on the day then. Try to move down, no reason why it couldn't at all. Close this. Still think it will go down. Could just try and do one more just for the video's purpose. In fact, it just had that many attempts and just didn't close. It was actually just unbelievable, really. Okay. Most likely not going to go down anymore. It's this chop. I think if you see this, just don't even bother. Don't even bother trading. Oh, we've got the wrong side here. What am I doing? What he's waiting for? I'd rather so you not hold this. Go for that. Maybe get down to here. It's like not really much of a profit, but. If we take this out, I'd probably go for that. Go for that. Okay, this is actually pretty good for a long now. Closed, failed to move lower, traded into this, close here, trade into this. Closed it, okay. We trade into this, potentially actually get to that target once and for all. Definitely looking a lot better. Okay, this is looking good so far. Let's create a black candle. Yes, that's nice. And then trade down. Trade down into the gap. Trade down. please. Or not? I mean, yeah, no, I didn't trade down. Okay. No, maybe the next candle does because it's a swing. That was actually a bad loss on me now. I'm actually looking at it in hindsight. Close the high for this order block, right? That's exactly what we was holding. And even if I went for a long, would have got stopped out anyway. Besides the point, I should have been looking at that. Wasn't being observant enough there. Great, let's go up in 2 candles. It's lovely. Just no entries. There's just no target. There's nothing you can bounce off of really. You just have to wait. Okay. Run that 4 hour. Ooh. Connection might be going a bit bad here. Can't go to the 4 hour. Can go to every other time frame but the 4 hour. It's the one that I need to look at. That's nice. Okay, I guess we're not looking at that. No, what is that target? Yeah. I'd be willing to do something like this because we do have that 4 hour level. It has to be so aggressive though. And I wouldn't do that now because we closed that. Trading up to there. So now if anything, what would make sense is this. Closed out, trade back up. If that didn't close, there's a world where you could take an aggressive trade and close it, so I wouldn't be willing to do that. Now what you do is you'd wait, create a new range, and then go for it. Nothing's happened yet. We closed one side, didn't close the other. So you could classify that as a sweep really. So we should go lower. If that's the case, I'd be looking at this. Something like this. Once you gain the midpoint, you just gained it now. This is realistic. The range that brought us up. Need to trade down before we go higher. Well, this is where I should go to. And then we keep an eye on that. So we break even, get stopped out, break even, and it goes down. Or we actually wait like we should. Swing in 1 minute, so the only reason I would break even this trade now is if this goes down, comes back up, which it did do. So I would now do this. Because if that swings up, we're going to get stopped out. What we really want is the next candle just to trade into the gap. We closed that, so yeah, we should come all the way down. The order block. Midpoint of it's here, so maybe we're being a bit too greedy there. Nowhere to trail yet. I'm anticipating it to swing up anyway. Okay. Base of that trade was we needed to go lower. Failed the 15-second highs, close the lows, and we sweep this side. We should break this side, which we did. So we could trail to here, but the swing might take us out. I'm gonna do it anyway, just because it's quite a distance down now. I think if we come up to here, we're gonna go up to here. So I'm gonna keep a note of that. Midpoint to 15-minute order block. This is the lowest point it can go to. And don't forget, there's also a world where we come all the way down to here. But let's be realistic. So this is the actual first range here that you can flip on. A high and a low, but this is the actual range here. I was about to say, if you want a trial, we had a high and a low, but then this candle just completely rejected that. Could have trailed here for 20, it's almost 1R. And just for just to remind you, if you did take that loss and the loss previously, you wouldn't be trading again. But just for the purpose of the video, I'm doing this. I would have just left it at like negative, I think it's like negative $5 on the day, which is literally nothing. You lost 0.1 or 0.1 or 10% of the maximum you should allow yourself to lose on the day, if it comes down to it. .2R you would have lost. So if you wanted to, you could trail now to 20. So we will do that, because it traded to that gap, it traded to the high, traded to the high. I do kind of reckon it's gonna just come all the way down to here. What I might do is just leave it down, just trail this so aggressively. So I just feel like if it was going to go up, it would have gone up by now. We finally closed this, so we should come down to this point. We could take it one step further. Say, right, well, that should be realistic to take it all the way down to the midpoint. And that's just not being too aggressive, that's just making sense of something. You have a new place you can travel, so regardless what happens on the day now, you get around 1R. It's just better than nothing. There's actually no real high here, but we're at that point. If it doesn't go down now, it's gonna go up. So this is completely justifiable, especially when this is a swing as well. .51 can be a swing. Looking to try to here if we can, if not, most likely going to get stopped out there for 28. And that stops us out for 28, which is perfectly fine. We knew what we was doing there. Tried to go for the bigger move. It's fair enough. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it anyway. Quite have a choppy price action really. If you ever just see this, just don't even bother trading really. That's kind of why I'm not even on my real account. But yeah, I hope get some good stuff out of this at least.